Happy Monday. This is another episode of Designing with Deb. We get together on Monday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, and I hope everybody's doing great. It is a Monday morning, but we love to start our Monday mornings right by talking about beads, shopping for beads, talking about making jewelry, hanging out with our serious art beaders friends. Hi, Thaisa. Thanks for being here. So we are in November, friends, and you know what I'm going to say about that. I can't believe it's November. The time flies by so fast. And so here we are. It's November 3rd. We just had Halloween. I hope everybody had a great Halloween and had an opportunity to get out and, you know, maybe do some trick-or-treating with the kids or the grandkids. Maybe you had an opportunity to pass out candy, or maybe you had an opportunity to turn off your porch light and make some jewelry. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Good morning, everybody. I see folks starting to roll in here. Good morning, Connie. Good morning, Francie in KC. Susanna is here. So glad you're here, Susanna. BJ, thank you for being here. Jan T, good morning from Montana. Kat, good morning. Hannah's here from Iceland. It's good afternoon for her. Sandra says hello. Monique says good morning. Laura D is here. Jane from Long Island. Thank you guys for coming in and joining us. So as I said, it is Monday, November 3rd. Beadtober is behind us, but we still have one more day to celebrate Halloween. And that's because we have the last day of the Art Beads Halloween Dollar Days sale going on. You can still take advantage of the $1, $2, and $3 deals. So if you go to the artbeads.com website, there's always a great organization of the sale. So you can click on the banner at the top of the screen, and it organizes the $1, $2, and $3 deals. Super fun. You can shop all of those different options, or you can just shop them all. And you can still get that Dracula gift with purchase if you make a $31 or more purchase. And guess what? Free shipping with $49 or more, which is fabulous. I love free shipping. I'm still going to get that t-shirt, you guys. Let me just do a quick check to see who else is here. Helen from New Jersey, hello. Gina L says, good November morning to all. Kara is here. Santa Barbara girl, thank you. Laura Rang is here. Tanya's here. Christy from Minnesota is here. Rosetta says, hey all. Connie loves my earrings. We made these a while back, a few weeks back. Super fun earrings. And let's see, Michelle is here too. She's late, but she's here. So moderating today, Thaisa and Michelle. So that's a reminder, if you are watching at artbeads.com/live, that's the best place to watch this show live, because you can chit chat with Thaisa and Michelle and I and all of these other amazing, serious art beaders. So I'm so excited to have all of you here. And you can share the love by clicking on that heart. I see some of those hearts popping. And you can shop the show. So that little shopping bag icon on your screen is something you can click at any time during the show, and you can see everything that I'm showing you today. Tools and findings and everything, all the beads. And you can drop those into your shopping cart all while you watch the show. You don't have to leave. You don't have to do anything. You can just click on that. I don't go away. You can still hear me and see me. And if you ever lose us throughout the course of the show, just go to artbeads.com. The show will probably pop up for you. But if it doesn't, you can go click on that live icon and come into the show. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, I can't see your comments live, but you can come on over if you want, or hang there. And you can still come over. There's links to this show there as well. And one last thing about watching here at artbeads.com/live is you can watch these shows on replay. So if you've missed any of the shows, you can come back and watch them on demand. You can binge watch as many of them as you'd like, and you can shop them still while they're on replay. So good morning to everyone. And I want to just do a quick check-in with Michelle and Thaisa about our giveaway today. So we've been celebrating Beadtober in the course of October, and we're going to celebrate one of the participants in Beadtober. So I want to see if Michelle and Thaisa are ready to show the winner of that. Okay, so Michelle, you're good to go to show it. If I pause the show, just want to check in and make sure that's okay to do that. We are celebrating like all of our Beadtober participants. So if you participate, put out a calendar of daily prompts. Okay, so there. It's ready. Okay, good. Thanks, Thaisa. So we put out some prompts for you every day in October, and we asked you to go to the Serious Art Beaders Facebook group and post. And we wanted you to get your creativity going, stretch yourself, show off what you do. And so we promised you that once Beadtober was over, that we were going to celebrate a few of you. And someone that I picked, actually, I think she posted like every single one of them. She can correct me if she's here after she sees herself, but yeah, I think she posted every single one of the prompts, and it was so fun to go through all of them. Thank you all for participating. Hi, Tina. Hi, Oma. So thank you all for participating. I'm going to reveal my pick, and this person is going to get a $50 gift card for participating in Beadtober. So, okay, Thaisa and Michelle, I'm going to pause the show. You're going to see a picture of my pick, and I'll be right back. Somebody give me what happened. I hope that you were able to see it. My pick, well, I need a something. Yay, Ruth. Okay, good. Ruth Dowd Cooper. Thank you, Ruth, for all of your wonderful participation. I picked her, it was from the Czech Glass prompt, and it was such a fun design, not Halloween-ish, but I loved that it was just such a beautiful use of some of our beautiful beads here at artbeads.com. So Ruth, our good friends, Michelle and Thaisa, are going to give you the directions on how to reach out and get your gift card. You can go and get some more fun beads to share more designs. And there are going to be a couple more picks this week, you guys. So stay tuned for our other live shows this week, and you'll be able to see if you got picked to be one of the Beadtober gift card recipients. So thank you all for participating. Okay, so we have a lot to do here today. So I'm going to flip my camera down, and I'm going to reveal our next fun Czech Glass Bead Strand assortment. This is today's drop. I have not opened it yet. This is called Urban Chic. I'm going to tear it open, you guys. And this is another one of the Art Beads exclusive Czech Glass Bead Strand assortments. You can only find them here. And oh my goodness, these are all my natural reactions because I am seeing all of these for the first time. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is a good one, you guys. So this is a 5-strand assortment, and these are kind of dark and moody, but if you don't want to use them all together, there's also a big bright pop of silver. Look at this. I love these beads, and we're going to make something with these next week, and I want to show you my favorite thing to do with these. They're a crescent-shaped bead. Yes, congratulations, Ruth. Again, all of your fans are here at Serious Art Beaders are congratulating you. Look at these fun crescent beads so that you get a nice, big, long strand of those. And then these are amazing. So these are little 4mm matte rondelles in jet. So if you want a matte spacer bead or just a really cool black spacer bead or rondelle shaped bead, this is so cool. So this is another one of the strands, and this is a really long strand too. And I love this shape. This shape has been in a few of the other bead strand assortments. These look like pebbles, but these are a hematite looking pebble. And they're so shiny, they're picking up my ring light like crazy. But they are so spectacular, and they have a nice weighty feel to them. So they look like shiny, dark stones. Super cool. And this is brand new today, you guys. Look at these flowers. OMG. These pressed Czech glass flowers have a silver wash on one side, and they're like a grayish, dark, dark, clear, transparent on the other side. Super cool. And there's a lot of these as well. One thing I really love about these assortments is you get a generous portion of all of the beads. So look at these. Oh, so I love a good drop. These are drilled down the center of the bead. These are so sparkly and fabulous. So this combination, you guys, is so much fun. And this is brand new today. So all of our bead strand assortments are limited editions. Sometimes Mixmaster Megan and her team can dredge up some more, but yeah, I'm Santa Barbara girl, I agree. But often this is all we can get. So they are vintage, some of them, and they have been locked away for many years. So now these are coming to you, and you can get this home to you. So drop this urban chic into your cart. Thank you for the hearts, you guys. This is cool. This is a nice, cool set. And I love these assortments to play with together. But frankly, if you don't like them together, you can put these in your stash and pull out what you need when you need them. And might I add that this one goes really nicely with Black Mix 1 and Black Mix 2. So if you want a bunch of dark, cool beads to mix together or to use separately, you can supplement those with this one as well. All of these darker tones are really cool this time of year. Hi, Karen K. Thanks for being here. So pick up Urban Chic. It's brand new today, but today we're going to be showcasing silver, you guys. And I'm going to be using the Wisteria Dreams that we launched last week. So if you don't remember, the Wisteria Dreams was the epitome of the wisteria color. And there were some amazing beads in that assortment. So these are the bigger beads from that assortment. And I went ahead and made a couple things in advance because sometimes that's what I do. And I'm going to show you those, and then we're going to finish a project together. And we're showcasing silver. So silver and Czech glass are so dreamy. So I am an all different kinds of metal tone person. I love gold. I love copper. Yes, Denise, the crescent bead is intriguing. I'm going to show you what I like to do with them next week. So the idea of silver's probably what I use the most. I love all the metals, but silver is what I gravitate to, probably what I have the most of in my own jewelry, and probably what I use the most. So if you're a silver girl, or maybe you want to stretch yourself as a silver girl or gal or guy, you can take a look at what we're doing today and how to showcase some silver into your designs. So, yes, silver looks great with this, and that's why I picked this show today. So I thought I wanted to showcase some silver pieces, and I thought the Wisteria Dreams was perfect to do that. So one of the beads that we had in the Wisteria Dreams were, oh gosh, these are falling all off the strand. Let me get this little cotton cording off. So this was one of the beads, and these are faceted little teardrops. We just saw some faceted teardrops, a little larger than these in the new Urban Chic, but look at these. These are stunning, gorgeous, like there's a wash on these that I just can't quite describe. It's a very lustery look. These are so beautiful, and if you just literally want to put these on a head pin and wire wrap it and put it on an ear wire, you've got a gorgeous, beautiful bead. So what I did with them is I mixed them with some really cool silver components. So look at these beautiful little connectors. So I kind of went with the floral vibe here. So wisteria flowers on a tree are so beautiful. And I thought, what fun to pull out these Art Beads Sterling Silver open flower-like links. And these are lovely. I've used these in a number of designs, and I find them very, very appealing to work with. Oh, I just saw Ruth. She says, "Hey, Deb and team, sorry I'm late." So Ruth, you were a winner of one of our gift cards. So if you want to go back and watch the earlier part of the show on replay, Michelle and Thaisa are going to take care of you, but you will want to see your feature for this show. Thank you for all of your participation and congratulations. So these are gorgeous. So I took two of the connectors and I connected them with jump rings. And then I grabbed those beautiful little teardrops and I wire wrapped them onto the pieces with some ball end head pins. And they looked so stunning and so beautiful. Now you could do this with one connector. So you could just take one connector and wrap on your beads if you like a shorter earring. These are not very long, but they're so lovely. And Karen's saying the color is beautiful. I've never used that color. You will love these, Karen. They're just a really pretty, soft, but just really luminous purple. So, congratulations, Ruth, and lots of hearts for you. So these are gorgeous. This is the first thing I did when I opened up these beads is I created these, and I love these silver connectors. And by the way, they're double-sided. So you get the same raised look, the same pattern on both sides. They're sterling silver. They're gorgeous. So they make a really lovely pairing with our wisteria, and they are, great to showcase. I also use some sterling silver French hook ear wires for these. They have the little coil on them. They are just perfect, a little touch of design on the ear wire, but not too much. So they're just really, really pretty. So I'm going to set those off to the side. I might put those on today. We'll see if I feel the need at the end of the show. But I also created another pair of earrings in advance, and I wanted to showcase these beautiful components here. So if you don't like the floral vibe, but you like more of a circular, geometric kind of thing, here is the coolest sterling silver circle chandelier link with 3 loops. And these have some hammered dots around them. So you get a loop at the top to add to your ear wire, and then you get 3 loops at the bottom. And I used those same ball end head pins wire wrapped on the little barrel beads. that were in the Wisteria Dreams. So these are lovely. They're like the softest shade of purple. They're like a very, very, very whisper of lavender. Hi, Dominique. So these were in the assortment as well, and they're just lovely, sweet, soft little beads. And I have them in a white dish so you can see the variation of color. They're not white, but you might think from far away that they might be because they come across very, very light. But this is just a totally different look. Texas Tracy, they do look like Tic Tacs. Wisteria Tic Tacs. Lavender Tic Tacs. I love it. So a totally different earring look. But we're showcasing silver and our beautiful Czech glass beads. So I love that. And then this is probably my favorite piece. So one of the other beads that you got in the Wisteria Dreams are these flowers. So these are like a little floral bead cap. Thank you for the hearts, you guys. So probably for Tracy's comment. Love it. So these flowers are a little bit like a bead cap. They're a little bit concave and they've got amazing detail to them. And they are center drilled. So there's all kinds of fun things you can do with that. You can use these for bead caps. You can wire wrap them. There's all kinds of fun things that you can do. And so what I did was I used them just as my primary bead, and I used some demi rounds in between. So I used my favorite nickel demi rounds, some 11/0s. This is my new favorite spacer bead, and I mean it. I've been using these a lot. And look at these focals. So showcasing silver. Here's the silver we're showcasing here. This is Tiara cast. Believe it or not, Tiara cast. These look like those high-end Bali or Thai silver beads with all of that glorious design. These are Tiara cast, so they are a little bit more affordable than what you might see in this kind of style. I used a trio of them, and they are so, so beautiful. They are a pomada spacer bead. I see these more as focal beads personally. So I love to create a bracelet design and then take 3 beautiful beads as my focal, and I like to call the bracelet a 3 wishes bracelet. So I will fiddle with my bracelet and kind of make my 3 wishes for the day and hope that they all come true. So they are cool. So this is a fun piece. I just used a simple lobster claw for this one, but these beads, these flower beads from Wisteria Dreams are gorgeous with that showcasing silver. Thank you so much, Karen. Oma, this is one piece here. So it looks like multiple pieces, like daisy spacers put together. So you get almost a bicone look, but these are 3 beads here. It's just that's what the one bead will look like by itself. Super, super cool. Thank you, Santa Barbara Girl. I love this bracelet. I will be wearing this guy quite frequently because I think it is really, really lovely. And it's a simple design, just stringing on your little pressed flower beads, some spacers, and 3 beautiful silver beads in the center. Gorgeous. I call this a 3 wishes bracelet. All right. I started a project that I'm going to finish while I'm hanging with you guys today. My stuff pulled over here, get my little bead mat pulled over. Thank you, Ruth Alice. So I'm going to be using, I'll show you what I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using a big chunky piece of chain. Now, I love me some chunky chain, but I know not everybody likes chunky chain maybe for using a big long piece of it. But when you go to artbeads.com, or if you go to the shopping bag, I've got this chain that is on clearance. And it is big and chunky. Look how big it is in my hand. Those are some big, chunky links. And I wanted to make sure that you guys saw this, because this is a cool piece of chain that is in the clearance section. So it's going to go away if you don't snap it up now. And it is a silver finish aluminum square link. And I would call this more of like a rectangular link or an oval link. And it's like a paperclip chain. It's a little more lightweight, but it feels really nice. And I thought what we would do is, since we're showcasing silver today, make this a focal section of our necklace while we still use our beautiful Wisteria Dreams Czech glass. So we're going to string, I finished one side. So this is how it's going to look. Let me move these guys just for a second. This is how it's going to look. So it's going to be, this is going to be our focal section. So this is going to hang down at the bottom of our necklace. And then we're going to bead up each side. And this will also be visible. And you can make it shorter or longer. You could also take this chain if you really wanted and make a cool bracelet and add a bead, wire wrap a bead to it, and just have a fun, chunky bracelet. But this is what we're doing, and I wanted to show you how I make something like this. It's very easy, but in case you've never tried anything like this or tried to do a chain focal before, this is how I do it. So I'm going to be using this. So I've already attached one side. I'm going to be using some seed beads. Now, don't be afraid. I'm going to use some 15-0s. You can also grab some 11-0s or 8-0s if you'd like for this piece. And this is called Permafinish Metallic Polaris. These are super cool, and they're just going to add an interesting shine and sparkle to this design. Also going to be using our little Tic Tacs, our little lavender Tic Tacs. And I'm pulling out these beautiful lentil beads, or like a cushion round shape. And these are super cool. You got a really long strand of these in your Wisteria Dreams bead assortment. So let me show you up close this combination. So you've got the barrels, the lentils, and those Polaris beautiful metallic seed beads. So I love the look of all of this. It's super fun. And stay tuned, you guys, because we're also going to, I'm going to show you some other silver pieces that you might want to combine with this bead assortment, or any other bead assortment for that matter. So I'm using today some 49 strand Art Beads designer jewelry wire. This packaging is fabulous. So I think I also may have put another kind of wire in. I don't remember, but this is what I'm working with this morning. And I'm going to start by making an attachment to my chain. So I like to do this for continuity's sake. So you could, this piece of chain is pretty chunky. So to find a wire guard to fit this might be challenging. You could use a piece of French wire, but I love the idea of bringing the continuity of that seed bead throughout this, this design. So that's what I like to do here to make my attachment. So the way I do that is I'm going to start by adding a crimp tube. So I've got a 2x2 crimp tube. There should be some crimp tubes in the shop or in the shopping bag. And I'm stringing that onto my wire. And then I'm going to put 17 of my 15-0 seed beads onto the wire. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let that drop down a little bit. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 2 more. And I want to make sure I'm matched up to the other side of the design. So we're just going to create a nice loop around the chain. So I've got a nice metallic purpley loop, and that is going to go around this piece of chain. Now this piece of chain is soldered, so it is not going to slip off of this chain, which is really nice, a nice benefit to this piece. So I'm going to come around and I'm going to take my wire and put it back up through the crimp tube. And so Santa Barbara Girl says, I'm wondering how you cut that chain. Well, you'll want a hardy cutter, and I would not use your good cutters. It will cut, but you probably want a more heavy duty cutter, like a big one like this guy. That's a big one. That could probably work. You could also use a cutter from your garage. So that's another option. So I've got my loop and I'm holding my wire apart. Now, I want to be very careful here because I don't want to crack my seed beads. So I grab onto my crimp tube. I'm not pressing hard yet, but I'm making sure that I'm not grabbing onto my seed beads. I pull my crimp tube up. I make sure my wires are apart, and I'm going to do my first crimp, the first half of my crimp. So I've got that nice and good to go. And then without pressing hard, I'm going to come around and I'm going to crimp the other direction. Oops, I did not get that in there, right? So this is where you have to be really careful of your seed beads again. And I'm going to come in very carefully and do my last little nudge. I'm actually going to do that one more time. Yeah, that's better. So just being very careful of those seed beads. So it's helpful if you have like a magnifier or something that will get you close up so that you can be very cautious of your seed beads. So now I've got wire and I can string on my beads. So I'm going to come up. I'm still attached to the package. So I'm going to pull this together. Let me move these out of the way. I've got 2 matching loops and I'm going to pull my wire to make sure I've got plenty of wire to string on all of my beads. That should be good. And then because this packaging is so cool, I can wind that around. You'll also get a little piece of tape in here that you can use to tape that down. I just loosened it all up. Can come around, tape that piece down and secure that and put that away. And what we're going to do here is I started with a smaller bead and then I've got my seed beads poured out here. I'm using 2 seed beads underneath. I've got my packaging under here. Let's get that out of there. I've got 2 seed beads in between each bead. So this is super easy. You guys, I may not do this whole necklace, but let's see if we can get it done. And where are my other, so I've got my rounds here, my coins, lentils, whatever you want to call them. And I'm just doing 2 seed beads. Now I'm creating a lot of dimension with this, with these small seed beads. But I mentioned before, you can most certainly use a larger seed bead. And I do have some other seed beads in the show. So if you want to pop over to the shopping bag and check those out, I grabbed some other purple tones that I thought might look good, but you could also grab those nickel demi-rounds. They would also look really good for spacing this out, and then you'd be showcasing silver even more. So we are showcasing silver with our Wisteria Dreams today. And I'm going to show you a few more cool things that you can pick up to showcase silver and use with your other bead strand assortments. Now, I told Mixmaster Megan not too long ago that her team and her genius of putting these curated collections together have really sparked my creativity. I always feel like when I open one of them up that I can make so many designs. So I wanted to show you today like how easy it was for me to come up with at least 2 pairs of earrings, a bracelet, and a necklace design. And I can make more. And you don't really have to add much, but you can. In this case, we're adding some silver, which I think is fabulous. But you could add maybe some fire polish from some of our fire polish bundles. You could add gold because some of our bead strand assortments maybe lend themselves to a little more of a gold tone type metal. You could add copper. That is certainly another metal that you could add to some of our assortments. But the bead strand assortments that we offer are so amazing because you can literally open them up and start designing, or you can stash them away and just grab what you need whenever you need them. So I just feel very connected to these assortments. They just really, they really sing to me when I open up the package. Like, I don't know what song they're singing, but they are singing some kind of a song that I'm connecting with. Denise says, I don't know if this was discussed yet, but I have always wondered about the twisted crimp beads. How do they look after you crimp them? Well, you know, Denise, I have never used those myself. I have probably 100 times thought to myself, I need to try those, and I have not. So how about this, Denise? I'll have Thaisa and Michelle make a note of that. They've been noting ideas for shows. And I would love it, Thaisa or Michelle, if you could make a note of that, because it would be great for us to show those and give you a visual on that. I mean, that's the beauty of us doing these lives, is you can kind of see this stuff in real life, like, you know, not in the static photo that you might see on the website. So it's nice to be able to see it. So that's a great suggestion. And it looks like Robin's here because people are saying hello to Robin. Hi, Robin. And I'm just stringing up a really simple design here, you guys. But I've got a super cool collection of beads to work with. So I'm just adding them, and I'm only using 2 of the beads from the assortment. And you could add in more here. You could get really, get really fun pieces out of this if you maybe threw in some of your flowers. So you could throw in some flowers, get some more dimension and some different texture with that, some different shapes. That would be really fun. So I think I've got my same pattern here. Oops, I dropped a flower. So this looks right. So I'm going to I think I will finish. We've got time because I still want to show you some other fun things. So let me move all of that out of the way. And I've still got plenty of the little chiclets or the little Tic Tacs, and I've got these guys. So there's plenty of those beads left for other things. I'm still going to need those. And I need another crimp tube. And I created a loop at this end. So we did a loop to attach our chain, but I also did a loop at this end. So this is a great way to connect a hook. So I did that on this side, and I've got some really nice hooks here in the shopping bag. So this is a clasp S hook. It is 19 by 9 millimeters and it is silver plated. So we're going to attach a beaded loop here, and then this will be how we attach our necklace, how we close our necklace. And it's an easy on, easy off kind of thing. So I'm going to start by adding my crimp tube. And on this side, let me check my number of beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I did 12 of my seed beads, but we're going to do 12 and add our hook in between or on here. So we're going to loop around our hook. So I'm just going to string on 12 beads. That's 4, 5, and you know, I know you guys probably don't all like the 15 O's. That one got away. But I like the 15 O's for the dramatic definition that they make the other beads stand out. So there's some cool dimension to them. 8, 9, just 3 more, 10, 11, 12. And so I'll show you, this is risky business here too, because we have those seed beads to contend with. So I'm going to take my hook and drop it on. It's just going to move around there. And then I'm going to come down through the crimp tube with my wire. And then that wire needs to go through that first bead. And I'm going to pull that bead or pull the wire, and then make sure that my piece is not in a straight line. And I've got my little hook here attached. Ruth Alice is asking, what finding was used in those first really pretty long dangle earrings you made? Let me see. They are, Ruth Alice, let me find the package. They are these guys, and they are called sterling silver open flower-like links. And I used 2 of them per earring and attached them with some 4mm jump rings. And then I wire wrapped on the little teardrop beads that are in the Wisteria Dreams. And they're on ball end head pins. And I think all of those should be in the shopping bag. Okay, you guys, this is where the risky business happens. We have a very limited space here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with that back channel of my crimping pliers, and I'm just going to wedge that in right below my seed beads. Very, very carefully. Do not press hard until you know that you are not grabbing onto those beads. So it's a gradual press. This side is a little bit harder. So when you turn, you're going to want to very, very carefully come under those beads and crimp. And that should be just right. Boy, I cracked one the other day when I did this technique, and I had to redo my whole piece, and I was so sad. But it can be done, you guys. Just a little bit of patience. So we've got our hook here, and then all we need to do to put this necklace on is take our seed bead loop up through our hook, and voila, we have this showcasing silver big piece of chunky chain that will be the focal part of our necklace, and then this lovely beaded part of the necklace as well. Now, if you really wanted to, you could make this reversible. You could do a different kind of closure here. You could do a toggle and hang something from the toggle. So you could wire wrap some beads onto a toggle and have your toggle be the focal on this end. and you could make it reversible. So when you want a big silvery chunky piece of chain in the front, you could do it that way, or a nice beaded piece in the front with a dangle. You could do that too. I'm sorry I didn't think about that in advance, but there's our piece, and I'll put this on at the end. But I want to show you a few more ways that you can showcase silver before we wrap up today. And this is all stuff that you can use with our bead strand assortments, this one and others. Here's another hook and eye or hook and loop closure. This one is really beautiful. It has that little like daisy spacer or beaded look on it. And it's a 2-piece set. This is a sterling silver beaded hook and eye clasp. And they have these nice, generous loops to attach your, you can actually attach one side where you hook onto this piece or this piece, and they're just nice and generous. This is beautiful. Dee, I'm done, but you can watch the replay. And oh, Gina L, yes, look at asymmetrical too. Look at that. You could do this. You could do, well, you can't see the whole thing, but you could do it like this or like that, so that your chain, and that's a great suggestion. I didn't even remember that. So yes, Dee, thank you for coming. So here's another clasp option for you. And then I found this. I may use this next week. This is stunning. This is a sterling silver whimsical filigree round link. Look at the detailed silver here. So if you want to showcase silver, this has 2 loops on either side. Think of it here on a bracelet or here on a bracelet with 2 strands of beads. That is gorgeous, and it is 2-sided. The one side is more raised, but certainly if you like the flatter side, it is just as nicely detailed on the other side. Gina C, this is beautiful. You will love this. So that is another way to showcase silver. Let's look at these. These are on clearance, friends. These are silver plated, but oh man, grab you some beads and grab these for some stunning statement earrings or a pendant, one or the other. And these are antique silver plated round ethnic pendant with 7 loops. So you have a loop up top. This is where you could attach to your necklace or an ear wire. And you've got 7 bead opportunities down here. So if you've got some of these, you could wrap some of your little Tic Tacs on. Carolyn in Oregon, most silver is going to tarnish. Sterling silver will tarnish, but you get yourself a polishing cloth. If you've got silver plated things, they may tarnish, but if you can do things to protect them, pack them away in a plastic bag. You can use those little tarnish sheets and put them in. Most metals are going to tarnish eventually. So it's hard for us to say that they won't tarnish because they may. So, you know, just it's hard to say how each one will react, but sterling silver and other plated materials and non-plated materials do have a tendency to tarnish. But if you take care of them, you will extend their life and hopefully manage them to the point that they won't tarnish badly or very soon. So here's some fun backs on these. These are really beautiful. And I just saw somebody say they can see some bead weaving. Oh, these would be great with bead dangles, like seed bead dangles. So these are on clearance, you guys. There's a lot of them left, but they're on clearance. So if you grab these, I would grab a couple pairs. Make a pair of earrings for yourself and one for someone else. Here's some other seed beads. So we looked at we were working with some nice lustery seed beads. Here's some Icos. These are cylindrical seed beads made by Toho. And this is an opaque matte blackberry rainbow. And this would be absolutely beautiful with your wisteria dreams. So if you're looking for a variation, this is gorgeous. So that's an option for you. I also put in some really dreamy 8/0s. So here's some 8/0 seed beads. These are rainbow lavender mist. And if you like a bigger seed bead, look at those dreamy ones. They're going to create a lot of shine and luster to anything that you're working with. What if you want to do different kind of chain? So this is also a clearance item, and I can't believe this chain is on clearance. And most of the chain, you guys, is available by the foot. So this is a beautiful sterling silver cable chain, and it is really lovely. A nice size chain. I don't unfortunately have the link size on me, but I'm sure in the product description you can get that. But this is a lovely, divine piece of chain. You may want to use smaller beads and do a focal section of chain like this. So that's an option. And then look at this. Oh my goodness. Here is a lovely piece of silver to showcase. I love this. I may be using this in an upcoming design if they are still available. This is a JBB antique silver Y-shaped vine with leaves. And it has 3 loops, so 3 connection points. And the detail on this is absolutely spectacular. So it is double-sided, but one side looks a little bit more raised than the other, but it's virtually the same. And you can attach your beaded sections and one focal bead at the bottom. Maybe you want to do a Y necklace and add a large bead at the bottom and bead your way up with some smaller beads. Yeah, Michelle is putting a link to the clearance section. There are so many great things in the clearance section, you guys. I always try and feature some so you can get a look at what's still great in the clearance section, and they're great prices. So this is gorgeous, you guys. I am going to set this aside to work with if there's still some available when we get there. And just a few more silver things to showcase for you guys. This is another chain. This one is not on clearance, but this is sterling silver long Rolo chain. And it has almost a, it's diamond cut. That's right. It's diamond cut. So it's got like this diamond cutting on the links. And the links are a little squarish, rectangular-ish, a much smaller scale than what we've got here, but this is really beautiful chain. So if you want to showcase silver, you could add, you could just add a nice bead in the center in a link, and you could use this chain to be on either side of it and finish off your bracelet. And Karen K says she's already went through the clearance section and she said she's sorry she did. I'm thinking maybe, Karen, you got a big package coming your way, maybe. If you want to do something fun as a silver showcase with some beads, there are these beading frames. There are only a few of these left, you guys. I did a show with bead frames last year. I had so much fun working with bead frames. This is just a nice way to showcase a bead. I don't have a bead in front of me that actually fits in here, which is shocking. But let's pretend this bead is bigger. You can string a bead onto stringing wire in the middle of your bead frame, and the dimensions of the frame will, the information on the frame will also give you the size bead that you can fit in here. But this has some nice detail to it. Has a nice design on it, and it's two-sided, so you could just use one. So you're showcasing silver, but you can also showcase a favorite bead. Maybe you've got just a really cool single bead that you got and you want to show it off, and then you can use different beads around the other side. All kinds of fun things. So bead frames are fun to work with, and that one is in the clearance section, so when it goes away, it's going to be gone. Now, this ear wire comes singularly. It's sold individually, but I wanted to grab one to show you how beautiful this is. So this is a sterling silver small dimple hammered drop on it's a French hook style, and you have an open loop here that you can twist with your chain nose pliers. You can come in and open that guy up and drop on a charm, drop on some chain, wire wrap a bead, and it has that nice hammered look on that little teardrop up front. Super pretty silver piece. So if you want, you know, an earring that's just got a little extra touch, a little extra something, just a little extra, this is beautiful. They are sold individually, but they are sterling silver and high end. And I would store these with some of those little tarnish resistant sheets or in a sealed plastic bag so that you avoid some of that tarnish that can happen. But that is a gorgeous, gorgeous ear wire. Now, we also have another way you can showcase silver and do some fun things. Art Beads also has some finished bracelets. I think there are finished necklaces out there as well. This is a beautiful sterling silver 7-inch cable chain finished bracelet. Now, literally, you can open up the package and put this on. You could gift this to someone for the holidays. We're going to start talking about gifting pretty hardcore. So if you haven't already started, oh, Karen, you're asking about the ear wire. Can you glue a stone on it? I think you could. I would use some nice, two-part epoxy for that. But you probably could. You could do a little flat back, crystal or something like that. Dangles. Yes, Hannah. So I was about to say dangles. You could put a dangle on every one of these beautiful sterling silver links. This is so beautiful. And if you wanted to, you could just add one bead to this large jump ring, and it will help you to close your bracelet. But this could be a gift in and of itself, or with all of you serious art beaders, you're going to want to bead this thing. So get this, put some dangles on it and wear it with your bangles. So that's cool. One more silver thing, and I want to make sure you see this amazing closure, this amazing clasp. So this is, let me open this up. So when you get this, it is a 2-piece clasp, and it will come with a jump ring attaching it. You can hold on to that, keep it. This is a 2-strand clasp. It's sterling silver. It is very modern looking. And so it has 2 loops, and you will close it by looping it onto the other side. So these loops, you would attach your beads, or you would attach your beaded strands with jump rings if you're more comfortable with that. And you could actually show the clasp here. Like, I'm a big advocate of showing the clasp. And this is in the clearance section. The clearance section. It's a sterling silver double-stranded clasp. I have such a hard time finding nice double-stranded clasps. Karen K, it is really, really nice. And it is stamped 925. So if you want to prove to someone that it is a sterling silver piece, it most certainly is. It's on clearance. So I want you guys to see this so you don't miss it. Need a pretty clasp? There you go. Denise says, me too. So let me show you one more lavender bead. So these could be spacers for you, or these could be used in combination with the Wisteria Dreams. This is a Toho 4mm cube bead, and these were new a few months back. They were just added to artbeads.com. Look at these cubes. They have the inside color is rainbow crystal, but they are rose lined. And they are such a dreamy cube bead. So I would string these onto beading wire, put some seed beads between them, and call it a day. These are so pretty, so luminous, and you get a ton of them. You get this 5.5-inch tube of these gorgeous, gorgeous cubes. So that is my showcasing silver show for the day. And I'm going to put on my new jewelry. You guys want to see the new jewelry? So I've got some purple going on today intentionally. And here's those earrings close up in case anybody wants to take a look. This was from a show in October where we used another one of the bead strand assortments. And this is gorgeous, a gorgeous silver piece to go with. Hi, Zach. Gina C., do you think the beads, ooh, that went fast. Do you think the beads with color on the lining would work with the fidget bracelets? Yes. So they will. I did use some cubes for my fidget bracelets. So go take a look at those. You should be able to use those. Okay, here is our long necklace. We're showcasing silver here. And we used our beautiful Wisteria Dreams. It's always hard to put on a necklace on camera, but this is easy on, easy off with the hook and loop we created. Okay, turning around. This is great. Look at how this silver just pops on this. This is a great layering piece if you want to get some layering in your life. And I'm going to put on one of the 2 pairs of earrings I made. So let's drop these on. Ooh, so those are fun. These will match back to this necklace because the little tic-tac beads, as Tracy called them, they are also in the necklace. So this is a great, thank you, Karen. And you guys, before you close down today, before we shut down, make sure you check out of your carts because some of these things are on clearance. Some of them are limited. I don't want you to come back to your cart later and find them gone. So make sure that you check out. And you can make some beautiful jewelry with this Wisteria Dreams. All of these silver pieces are so great to showcase. I want to say congratulations again to Ruth. Thank you all for participating in Beadtober. You all did amazing. We wish we could give you all a gift card. Can't do that, but it was so much fun to see all of your designs. I'm still going through and finding new ones I haven't seen yet. So if you're not a member of the Serious Art Beaters Facebook group, that's another thing to put on your to-do list for today. And you guys, I'm going to be back on Friday. If you have not heard, I have a new show on Fridays as well called Art Beads Fab Fridays with Deb. So Friday, I'm going to be back. But in the meantime, don't miss Julie on Wednesday and Becky on Thursday. And then I'll be back Friday afternoon. We're going to do something fun this week. Maybe get ourselves into the holiday spirit a little bit. So thank you all for being here today. It was great hanging out with all of you. Have a wonderful, wonderful Monday and rest of your week. I'll see you soon. Bye.